Guys, I don't think Britt is planning to survive this one. And that's exactly why this whole situation suddenly feels 10 times more dangerous. Friday's spoiler predictions seem to tease that Britt may already be preparing for the endgame. And if you ask me, the scariest part is that she might not even care what happens to her anymore. What if Britt has reached that point where she believes taking down Sidwell and Cullum is worth absolutely everything, even her own life? Because right now, it really looks like Britt could be chasing the only weapon powerful enough to destroy both men at once. Evidence. Real evidence that Cullum may have been responsible for Marco's death. And if that truth ever explodes into the open, oh, guys, Sidwell and Cullum could rip each other apart from the inside out. That's what makes Britt's move feel so reckless. She may not be trying to save herself anymore. She may only be trying to make sure nobody else gets destroyed after she's gone. And honestly, that hits differently. At the moment, Britt seems completely focused on one thing, making sure Sidwell and Cullum's alliance collapses before Huntington's disease takes everything from her. There's this emotional darkness around her lately that feels impossible to ignore. She's acting like someone who already sees the clock ticking down. And maybe that's why she appears willing to gamble with her own safety in ways nobody expected. The terrifying part is that Britt may actually believe she has nothing left to lose. Lucas clearly sees where this is heading, and it seems like he's panicking. I think Lucas understands that Britt is walking directly into a nightmare. Because, let's be real here, if Britt starts digging around for proof against Cullum, she could easily become the next target. Cullum does not seem like the kind of man who leaves loose ends alive. And Sidwell? He's unstable enough already after Marco's death. So if Britt suddenly uncovers something explosive, could both men decide she knows too much? That possibility feels very real. But Lucas may not be ready to give up on her yet. There's a strong chance Lucas could make one more desperate attempt to help Britt survive this disease. And weirdly enough, that may force him toward Sidwell himself. I could absolutely see Lucas considering some kind of secret deal to obtain treatment for Britt behind everyone's backs. And honestly, that idea sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. Because what would Sidwell want in return? That's the question that keeps bothering me. Nothing with Sidwell ever comes free. If Lucas secretly approaches him, does that create even more leverage for Sidwell later? Does Lucas accidentally drag himself into the same web Britt has been trying to destroy? It feels like every path here leads somewhere ugly. Meanwhile, Carly seems to be doing what Carly does best, quietly cornering someone until they crack. Her conversation with Nina may end up being way more important than it first appears. Carly bringing up Drew's stroke and now Brennan suddenly collapsing too? Oh, that doesn't feel random at all. Carly may already know far more than she's pretending to know. And honestly, the way she apparently keeps pressing Nina with questions makes this feel less like curiosity and more like psychological warfare. Carly seems to sense weakness, and Nina may be giving it away without realizing it. Because the harder Carly pushes, the more rattled Nina appears to become. You can almost picture Nina spiraling internally, trying to keep her composure while wondering exactly how much Carly already knows. And if you ask me, that's where Carly becomes dangerous. She doesn't always need proof. Sometimes she just needs someone nervous enough to expose themselves. What if Nina slips up? What if Carly is baiting her into one tiny mistake that changes everything? Valentine's absence only makes the pressure worse. Since he still can't openly appear at the hospital, Nina may be forced to navigate this mess completely alone. That feels huge. Valentine usually helps steady Nina when things start falling apart, but now she may have nobody beside her while Carly slowly tightens the screws. And then there's Willow potentially walking in at exactly the wrong moment. That could change the energy instantly. Carly might decide to back off before things become too explosive in front of Willow, but I don't think she'd walk away empty-handed. Not after sensing Nina's panic. Carly may already recognize that Nina is hiding something serious, and once Carly smells blood in the water, she rarely lets it go, which honestly makes me think this feud is far from over. Now, over with Jocelyn, this storyline suddenly feels terrifying in a completely different way, because it sounds like Jocelyn may truly believe she's been abandoned. Imagine sitting trapped somewhere, isolated, hearing nothing from Pascal, hearing nothing from fake Nathan, and slowly realizing nobody is coming. That kind of silence can break a person mentally. And the worst part? Jocelyn apparently has no idea that nobody even knows she's missing yet. That detail is brutal. While Jocelyn could be sitting there fearing death, Carly may honestly believe her daughter is off handling some secret operation, or maybe simply out of town. Again, like before, the disconnect here feels heartbreaking. Jocelyn may be losing hope at the exact same time her family remains completely unaware that something is horribly wrong. And guys, soap operas love emotional timing like this. So what happens if Jocelyn finally gives up hope right before somebody discovers the truth? Or worse, what if the people holding her never intended to keep her alive long term in the first place? I keep thinking about how isolated she must feel. Jocelyn has always carried herself with confidence, but prolonged fear changes people. It wears them down. And there's a chance we could soon see a much darker emotional side of her emerge if this captivity continues. Over on Sonny's side of town, things also appear ready to shift in a major way. His upcoming conversation with Rick could get extremely emotional because Rick may finally be reaching his breaking point. Honestly, I can't fully blame him either. Rick threw himself into danger to stand beside Sonny, only to end up hurt and mistrusted in the process. That kind of betrayal lingers. It seems possible Rick no longer wants to risk his life for someone who doubts him. And let's not ignore the obvious danger here. Anyone connected to Sonny instantly becomes a target. Rick probably understands that better than ever now. If Sonny's enemies strike again, Rick could absolutely end up dead simply because he stayed loyal too long. That reality may force Rick to choose himself for once. But would Sonny even accept that? I'm not sure. Sonny may understand Rick's frustration, yet still refuse to let him walk away cleanly. Not because Sonny wants control necessarily, but because Sonny tends to hold tightly to the people he considers family. The problem is, family around Sonny usually ends up bleeding. And then comes the twist nobody may have seen coming involving Rocco. Because if Dante finally tells Sonny the truth that Rocco may have been the one who shot Cullum, everything could explode overnight. Seriously, imagine Sonny hearing that. Not only would Sonny be shocked, but suddenly Jason's imprisonment becomes even more tragic. Sonny may instantly start thinking about how to free Jason before the truth surfaces publicly. But protecting Rocco could create an even uglier dilemma. Because how far would Sonny go to protect his grandson? Would he hide evidence? Move Rocco out of town? Arrange some secret safe place before authorities catch up? Honestly, I could see Sonny considering all of it. Especially if Dante looks desperate enough, and Dante himself may be heading toward an impossible choice. Protect his son or protect his badge. That's the kind of moral collapse General Hospital thrives on. Dante may realize that saving Rocco could destroy his entire career in law enforcement. But if he refuses to help his own son, could he live with himself afterward? That internal conflict alone could tear Dante apart. And if this secret spreads beyond Sonny, oh, it gets even messier. Because once one person knows, the clock starts ticking. Secrets like this never stay buried forever in Port Charles. Especially not when Cullum is involved. So now we're left staring at multiple disasters ready to collide at once. Britt may be risking her life to ignite a war between Sidwell and Cullum. Nina may be seconds away from exposing herself to Carly. Jocelyn may be running out of hope in captivity. Rick may walk away from Sonny completely. And Dante may soon have to sacrifice everything for Rocco. But here's the question I can't stop thinking about. If Britt really does uncover proof about Marco's death, will Sidwell destroy Cullum first? Or will Britt become the next body before the truth ever comes out?